The police in the city of Ferguson in the U.S. state of Missouri broke their week-long silence. They released the name of the officer who shot Michael Brown, an unarmed teen. They also claimed that the 18-year-old was suspected of taking part in a robbery at a convenience store. CCTV's Roza Kazan is in Ferguson and joins us live now. And Rosa, what is the latest situation? A lot of new information emerging from the case.
That's right. A lot of new developments here in Ferguson, Missouri. As you said, almost a week after a police officer shot and killed an unarmed African-American teenager, 18-year-old Michael Brown, we finally have the name of that officer. The officials here have finally released the name, and it came from the chief of the police department here, Thomas Jackson. Take a listen.
The officer that was involved in the shooting of Michael Brown was Darren Wilson. He's been a police officer for 6 years, has had no disciplinary action taken against him. He was treated for injuries which occurred on Saturday.
Now, the same press conference, what the police also said that there was a 911 call about a strong armed robbery at a nearby convenience store on the same day that Michael Brown was killed. And they released this video from this surveillance video from that convenience store, and they're saying that this video shows how Michael Brown and his friend confronted the sales associate, and that Michael Brown stole a box of cigars. Now, later, hours after that first early morning news conference here in Ferguson, the same police chief gave another news conference, and he said that he clarified that the officer that shot and killed Michael Brown was not aware that Brown was a suspect in that robbery, that it was not connected, that when he stopped him on that day, on Saturday, that he was not aware that he was a suspect in that alleged robbery, and that he simply stopped him because he and his friend were walking on the road. Susan?
What has been the reaction there on the ground to all these new details from protesters and police in the community?
Yes, well, it had been hoped by some, by many actually, that the release of the name of that officer was going to ease tensions here, but it appears that it did not really do that. As we know, the protesters here had been quite vocal since Saturday night, since that shooting, since the vigil the next day, and they'd been coming out and expressing, their anger. And of course, the events took quite a violent turn on Wednesday when they met a quite forceful, heavy police response here on Wednesday. But when that name came out and when that video came out, the people that we spoke to, they said that they don't want just the name, they want the man, the police officer himself, to come out to admit his guilt, to say that he had done wrong and face justice. And they also said that this was a larger issue. Take a listen.
This is not just for Mike, to be honest with you. Yes, this struck a black community like crazy. Just to see a senseless killing in front of everybody, 4.5 hours on the ground.
What I feel with this officer, he was upset. He tried to stop this child wouldn't stop. He was angry, so he shot him. He needs to be a man, come forward, tell the truth. He deliberately, nobody needs 9 bullets to stop nobody.
And also the protesters told us that, they don't believe that it was Michael Brown in that video. They said that somehow that video had been manufactured. They're also questioning the timing of the release of that video. And of course, they're saying whatever happened, even if he was involved in that robbery, doesn't justify, the fact that he was later on killed. So a lot of raw emotion here, a lot of tension still, a lot of anger. And we're waiting to see what will happen here later tonight at Ferguson. Back to you.
Roza Kazan reporting live from Ferguson, Missouri. Thank you for that.